Hey, it's Logan Christopher from Legendary Strength, and I want to talk about one of the most basic wrist strengthening exercises, and that is the wrist roller. Right here is the Ironmind wrist roller, a really great piece of equipment, pretty thick, has something special that I'm going to talk about today that makes this really great for really getting a very strong wrist. The problem with most wrist rollers is that, or the way that most people use them, is that they hold them out to the front and turn it into a shoulder exercise. So this amount of weight on here, it's not a whole lot, it's about 60 pounds, but I can't even hold this up with my shoulders, just straining to get it there. And what that means is the limiting factor is going to be your shoulder strength in order to hold out the weight like this. So what's really cool about the Ironmind wrist roller is it has this hole through the center. Now, you don't need to buy an expensive wrist roller like this if you don't want. You could easily make something out of PVC or ABS pipe. Just drill a hole in it, get the knot through with some rope. So the other important piece of equipment with a wrist roller is having something to stand it up against, like the power rack here. There's other things you could build where it has a support like this. But so here, notice that my shoulders aren't doing any work. Now I can really focus on doing the movement with the wrists. Like so. Now 60 pounds is a pretty easy weight here, whereas it was impossible to do before. So what this is going to do is really work the flexor and extensor muscles of the wrists. And because it's kind of thick, the fingers and just that support grip is going to be built up to some degree as well. That's how I like to do the wrist roller. It's good to do this from both sides, so working that rope on both sides, that's going to help to train the flexors and extensors just a little bit differently. But doing a few reps like this, working up in weight can be something you do with a fairly heavy weight going for max or something more endurance, but there's few things that will give you a wrist pump quite like the wrist roller. So make sure you got a support for it, and this will be a really great exercise for your grip strength. If you want much more on grip training, feats of strength, all that kind of information, head on over to legendarystrength.com. Got a ton more for you over there.